Just bear with me. Shalom, Akim Yavashma Shabakata. Just bear with me 1 second. Already, Shalom, Israel. I'm going to start by giving all glory and praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. I'm the brother I'm one for down to Florida from the camp props in Babylon. Coming to the quick to the spirit power by Shemel Shai. Loins edifying, feed the sheep. Deborah said I was an apostle, great millstone, teaching well. Peace and blessings to the brothers who are pushing this work and true sincerity to the sky abroad. All right, and as you can see in the title, all right, you have it where, what's on your mind, let's go. Okay, and that's, something that came into my spirit, all right, going into a previous conversation that I was having with the Akim, man. All right, just, a few things of just being here in this wicked kingdom, man. All right, that, we constantly being oppressed from every side, man. All right, every time you turn around, there's some, that we have to deal with, whether it's just as simple as, when it comes to the Esau system, man. All right, you're trying to get your ID situated, or you might be trying to get bills paid. All right, you might be trying to take care of, stuff that, you got some brothers that might have to go to court for certain things. All right, whether it's, child support or, things that is related to things that you got to take care of, for whatever it is, for business purposes, man. Okay, whatever it is, it's always a hassle here. The point is, man, is that it's a hassle here, man. Okay, in this place, this wicked kingdom. All right, which we need Yahawashi, man. We need the Lord. Okay, we need the Lord, man. All right, and it was just in my spirit to go into it because being here in this place, all right, it's constantly, left and right, a hassle just to get to where you need to be. Okay, just to get something done here, man. And all the things that we have to suffer and go through, all right, here in this place, in this wicked kingdom, all right, those who's putting us through it, those who are, putting their hell upon us, okay, that's participating in doing that, all right, they're gonna catch that hell, man. All right, they gonna go through it. All right, started with Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right, these devils are going to go through it, man. All right, just as much as we going through it, they gonna go through it way worse. Okay, and that's in the scriptures. All right, but before I, get into that, I'm gonna bring this precept out, and this ain't gonna be too long. Just something that was in my spirit, Lord. When this is something that is edifying through the spirit and encouraging, uplifting us well, and just, is touching a point. Okay, this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. It says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand till a time and times and the dividing of time." Okay, and the point is, Esau's having that power right now to do what he wants. Okay, to manipulate things to his ability. Okay, because this devil, of course, has this certain God complex mindset where he, think he can surpass, all right, his abilities. Okay, which we know through the spirit power by Shemel Shah that Esau he's not gonna get as far as he can throw himself, man. All right, but the point in that scripture where it says, "And shall wear out the saints of the Most High," and that's what they're constantly trying to do. All right, when they're making you jump through loops and hoops, all right, just to get something simple done, man. Here, it's like, it's like quicksand, man, in a way. All right, you trying to, you trying to do something. It's like trying to get out of a damn quicksand or a hole. All right, because Esau is constantly putting you in some type of trap. He's always learning some trap layering some type of way of a snare for you to be stuck in, man. All right. Now, obviously, we see these things and there's a way of maneuvering around it. But for the things that is, out of our control, these devils know how to get you. Okay. You got to go to the damn DMV just to get an ID, and you got to wait there for 4 or 5 hours, man. This is hell, man. Okay. And the Lord gonna get these devils for that, man. For brothers who are suffering, all right, from all sorts of, situations, all right, that's coming, that comes with it being in the system, and Esau give you a hard time for it, all right. The Lord gonna jack these devils up. That's why the scripture says vengeance is his, man. YAHAWASHI, okay. The Lord see the pain and the suffering and the frustration that the Akim and the brothers are going through. The Lord see these things, man. Of course, we, know the purpose of a process of these things. It has to happen, of course. But the Lord see these things. Who's doing it to us? Okay. We all know the spiritual benefits of it. Okay. The purpose of it. But who's afflicting? Who's overly doing it, so to speak, man? Esau Edom. Okay, he's the ringleader of these things. And you're going to get dealt with, devil. Okay? Just wait your turn. So, as it is, Scripture says what? They going to, wear out the saints. And that's their mindset. Make sure you are trying to, trying your hardest to get something done in his wicked kingdom to the point of overthrow, or to the point of where it's just ridiculous. And you just say, man, to hell with this shit. That's their job. Because we're up against a force, okay, beyond what these people can see. Demons, fighting these demons, these wicked enchantments, these wicked warlocks, these devils, man, who are behind closed doors working on evil schemes and plans and plots, all right, to destroy those who are, all right, built through the spirit and power of BAHASHAM against these things, man. And we are being built through the spirit and power of BAHASHAM to withstand, all right, the darts and the things that these devils are doing against us, man. And that's just something that Esau can't stand. Yeah, because these devils are watching. They're paying attention. But they not moving the way they want to move. You see? But through the spirit and power of BAHASHAM, we are. Brothers out in the four corners of the earth, throughout the four corners of the earth, okay, on the highways and hedges, all right, and telling this devil something, he wish he could move quickly on, okay. He wished that he could, come in, jack brothers up for it. He can't do shit, man, because YAHAWASHI has it where he can't move the way he want to move. But through the spirit we can. All right, and continue to prophesy against this wicked kingdom of Esau Edoms, man. But because of these things, this devil is in the back, sending more wicked enchantments, okay, by the day. Okay, and I don't want to, Salakia, because I don't want to ramble, but it's in my spirit to really just go into this, man. So let me grab this precept. It's in the book of Ecclesiastes. It says, it's Ecclesiastes, I believe it's in the 7th. No, Salakia. Ephesians. Yeah. I'm getting Ephesians for me. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse verse 12, it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places," man. And this is what we are, dealing with, man. All right, demons and warlocks, devils, okay, evil spirits being constantly sent up, constantly trying to provoke you, constantly trying to get you out of the spirit, trying to have you, you have it where an individual might be at your job. He just poking at you, trying to have you, they got that term today, crash out. All right. But we have to maintain, all right, and our spirit to, walk in the spirit, all right, and not let these things get the best of us, man. All right. And I'm speaking on, different type of, you know, situations that brothers could be dealing with, man. All right, because everybody has their own situation and personal, all right, problems, man. But through the scriptures, we know that this is why we're going through these things, man. More and more, okay, of a great reason of why, through this up against. Read. It says Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Okay? And this is what we're dealing with. Esau's constantly working on trying to develop a new, all right, way of making things harder. All right? He's constantly, getting together, all right, with these other nations, all right, and building up another way, a plot, a plan, all right, to come in agreement of how to try to destroy Jake by destroying the household, all right, by bringing confusion to the household, putting the woman over the man, okay, and getting the men out of the household, letting the children run and just throughout wickedness. You can be as you want, you could be as you like, you can have this, you can have that. Just the complete utterness of wickedness that's going on here, man. It's the reason why the Lord gonna destroy this place, man. You got brothers that got to deal with child support. All these things, man. But the Lord is gonna deal with those who are afflicting, okay, are touching his, the apple of his eye. You see. And it's coming from Esau Edom, because the scripture says the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. All right? This is why the place you see today is, the way it is, because the wicked are in rule. Okay? The wicked are in rule right now. But when the Lord comes and set things straight, you devils are going to be, pleaded, man. Where it says, we know this is all part of curses as well, but the scripture just came to mind in Deuteronomy. You devils are going to be pleading, man. And this is a good sign for us, okay? When we're going through these things and suffering these things, knowing that we're getting closer to the end of this place, this is a good sign, man. Call by YAHAWASHI. We rejoice in our sufferings, okay? We give all glory and praise to YAHAWASHI, because we know what the outcome is of this terrible, wicked place, man. All right, so this is Deuteronomy, I believe it's Deuteronomy 30:7. All right, it says, "And the Lord YAHAWASHI, thy power, will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And this is what Esau has done. He's persecuted us from multiple different ways. Okay, you know, he's been persecuting us ever since this devil has got the upper hand. All right, but we see that these curses and the sufferings that we're going through is starting to flip. The roles are starting to flip. Okay, you know, Esau, he's about to suffer he's about to suffer something way greater than his tab at this point. You know, he don't want to face his tab. He don't want to, you done sat and ate all this food. You done got your belly full. You done ate real good. Now you don't want to pay the tab. Nah, the Lord gonna make you pay that tab, man. Okay, you're gonna pay it, and you're gonna suffer it. Okay. Reading that again, Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. It's lucky if it's a little windy. It says, Deuteronomy 30 and 7, and the Lord YAHAWASHI, thy power, will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee. These devils hate us, man. That's why you got to, in the community of Jake, Jake in the neighborhood, you have it, you got neighborhood watch. You got these police patrolling. You know, Jake could be in the middle of sleep and SWAT team come kicking the door. All right, just being persecuted. You got nowadays you have, when you go in to purchase a place, you have HOA. You see, all these things are here to persecute us, to have it where we are in great distress, crying out. You don't think the Lord see these things, you devils? You don't think the Lord ain't gonna hear the cries of the righteous? You wrongly mistaken, man. All right. That's why it says, "In them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." So we're gonna put these curses, the same curses that we dealing with, all right, on you devils, and it's gonna be done in righteousness, man. It's gonna be done the right way. And Jake love putting some salt on something, man. Because it's what our scriptures say, meditate terror. Because when we do it, it's gonna be way better. Way better, man. Let me see if I can find that scripture. Like I said, it's not gonna be too long, just straight to the point. But when this lesson is edifying, I want to hear the cries of the righteous. Let me see. I believe that's how it goes. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Let me see. Behold. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 8. And it reads, "I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent in righteous blood crieth out unto me." Slakia. Let me read that again. It says, "The innocent in the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." Right. All right. So for all these things these devils have, put together, their wicked schemes and their plans and the etc. of the things that we have to deal with, you don't think the Lord don't hear our cries? Man, you devils you got something coming, man. Okay? And this is a continuous thing. Complaining continuously, how by Shemel Aside. So for brothers, just going through it, as scripture says, give him no rest. All right? Because we're coming into a time, all right, where these devils about to go through it, man, and worse. The Lord's gonna, he gonna step in for his men, and soon the roles will flip. That's why it says, okay, let me see if I can find it, and I'll close out with that. Matter of fact, shall be first. Yup. Yep, this is Matthew 19 and verse 30. It says, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Right. And right now, these are the nations, yeah, including Esau, in these wicked ass devils. All right. Yeah, they got it right now. They're receiving the fatness of certain of things of this blessing. But all that's gonna come to an end. Esau's rule is temporarily, man. His kingdom that he has established in wickedness is it's on its last thread. It's on its last leg. And soon it's gonna come to an end. Which means the last shall be first. Okay? And right now, who's at the last? Us. That's why scripture says the meek shall inherit the earth. All right? So the Lord's going to intervene, man. We ain't got too much longer here, dealing with these things and these, wicked ways of this system, harassing you, making you jump from this place to that place. You gotta go to this place, across the world just to drive to again across the world. Man, all that shit about to be put to an end, man. Ain't gonna be no more of that. You're going to slavery, and you're gonna be in captivity for 1,000 years, and your ass gonna be eradicated. And that's that. Okay? From YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. So that was in my spirit to bring it out. Scripture says, continuing, all right, those to the how it go, it slipped me. It escaped me just then. Oh, exhorting them, call it outside, to continue in the faith. All right, through because at the end of the day, you have it through much tribulation shall we enter to the kingdom. All right, so it's like a exhortation, lesson in the way through the spirit and power of Hashem. Lord, one of you will edify through the spirit. All right, I'm gonna close it out by giving all glory and praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Once again, double honor to that was an apostle. Remember, so I want you to want it. Next time I say shalom.